Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumi Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Samasta Janakalyani Niratam Karunam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Dangrayate Yatkripatamaham Vande Param Nandamaham Param Nandamaham. Okay, let us read the verses we covered last week. We will read from verse number 29, okay, and we will read up to 32. Let us read those verses. Sarvabhutasthamaatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yogayuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha Yo Mam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvam Cha Mahi Pashyati Tasyaham Na Pranashyami Sacha Me Na Pranashyati Sarvabhutassthitam Yo Mam Bhajatyekattvamastitaha Sarvatha Vartamanopi Sayogi Mahi Vartate Atmopam Yena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Yorjuna Sukham Vayadi Va Dukkham Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Okay, so these four are, can you all hear me well? Yes? Okay. These four are the essence of Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. So many times people will ask, what am I supposed to meditate on? When I sit quietly, what am I supposed to sit and meditate on? 29, 30, and 31. This is what we're supposed to meditate on, but understanding fully well what they mean. And there are various ways of seeing these verses. And I know I shared some of it last week, but I just want to clarify so the thought flow is very clear. First of all, in verse 29, itself is a Mahavakya. Specifically, Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmi. The first line itself is a Mahavakya, a great statement. Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, it means that I am the self in all beings. So I, Atma, is this pure awareness, am in all beings. Bhuta here can mean beings, but also mean I am that true self in all of these Pancha Mahabhutas, all of these elements, the body, the mind, intellect, the ego, All of these are nothing but elements. They're elemental in nature. So they are composed of space, air, fire, water, earth. This is what the body's made of. This is also what the mind's made of, what the intellect's made of, what the ego's made of. The only difference is the body is made of gross elements or grossified elements. And the mind, intellect, ego are subtle elements. They're made from subtle elements. So now, knowing that I, Atma, am this pure awareness in all these things, amidst all these things, that is a true nature of I, right? Aham, I. Then Sarva Bhutani Chatmi, and all of these beings are in me. That means Brahma. My real nature is Brahma because all the entire world is an appearance in me, pure consciousness, all beings. And we saw how that is last week because whatever we experience, whatever sense objects we experience it through our sense organs. And we only have an experience with our sense organs if the mind is backing up. So I'm experiencing the sense objects through my sense organs, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And how I'm experiencing the sense organs is through my mind. Because even if my eyes are open, but my mind is not shining through my eyes, I don't see. Even if my ears are open, but my mind is not shining through my ears, I don't hear. My attention could be completely somewhere else, right? So now that mind illumines the sense organs, which illumines the sense objects, and that is the world. But what is it that illumines that mind? It is that pure consciousness. So when I think of the world, what is it actually? It's pure consciousness illumining the mind, which is in turn illumining the sense organs, which is in turn illumining the sense objects. So it is nothing but really like a play of consciousness. It is just that consciousness shining through and revealing everything. And without consciousness shining through and revealing anything, there would be no world apart from it, no being apart from it. So when I understand that everything is in consciousness, everything is in awareness, and everything is known through awareness alone, everything is known through consciousness, and therefore everything is nothing but consciousness, that is Sarva Bhutani Chatmi. I understand that everything is an appearance in me, pure consciousness. And what's so beautiful is these three ways, right, are saying Sat Chit Ananda. So everything is in consciousness means it is existence. It's existence. It is the support, the substratum of everything. Everything is known through consciousness means consciousness is Chit. It's the revealer, the pure awareness. Everything is nothing but consciousness alone means consciousness is Ananda. Yeah, there's nothing else but. Bliss means in that where there is infinitude. Where there's infinitude, there is bliss. Whenever there's finitude, limitation, that is sorrow. So because there is only one, it means that it is bliss, it is Ananda. Just to clarify this point, I may have given you this example, but I'll bring it up again so that this Ananda becomes clear. We never find joy in limitation. Whenever we are limited by the body, we can only do certain things, but not other things. So maybe I can run, but not as fast. I can walk, but not as far. I can do yoga abhyasa, but not as flexible, right? So then I'm sad about it because it's limiting. My mind, maybe I can think, but not as deeply. Maybe I can be creative, but not in that way that I want to be. Maybe I want it to be positive and beautiful, but it's not going in that direction all the time. So it's limiting for me. I feel very limited. My intellect, I know, but I don't know as much. I want to be deeper, but I'm not that deep. I want to be sharper, but I'm not that sharp. So whenever we feel these limitations, we feel sorrow. We feel sorrow because we're limited. But whenever there's a feeling of unlimitedness, we feel joy. Very basic example. If you go for vacation and they tell you you have 1 week vacation, already we are so sad. Oh, only 1 week. Why is it only 1 week? I'm just, if I'm flying to Bharat, one day goes in jet lag, and then I only have 5 days, and then I feel like such a rush because I have to get so much done and then come back. It's so limiting. But what if somebody says you have a vacation infinite? You go whenever you want, you come whenever you want. Now, how happy would we be? Very happy, right? So whenever there's no limitation, we find peace, we find joy. So sarva bhutastam atmanam is that atma, is that self. I know that I am the self shining amidst all of this body, mind, and intellect. And sarva bhutani chatmani means I understand that all of these things are an appearance in me, consciousness. And that consciousness is Sat, Chit, Ananda, existence, awareness, this. You can all hear me well? I got another, yeah, okay. So please check your volume. Somebody is messaging me, so please check your volume. Now, this whole verse 29 can also be seen as the truth of Tvam. So the truth of your being. In Tat Tvam Asi, the word Tvam, the truth of your being is this statement here, which is that I am that consciousness revealed through all of these elements, and this whole world appears in me. And this verse 29 can also be seen as removing the difference between the world and me, removing the bheda between jiva and jagat. Because when I understand this clearly, there is no difference between the world and me. The world is appearing in me, is known through me, is nothing but me. Me meaning pure consciousness, pure awareness. These are all the different ways to look at this verse. Now, when we come to verse 30, somebody might have clarity in themselves, but what is our relationship with God? What is our relationship with God? So in verse number 30, the word Tat, in Tat Tvam Asi, that is expounded. Tat means that, means God. What is the nature of God? Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, the one who sees me everywhere. Sarvam chamai pashyati, and the one who sees everything in me. Tasya aham na pranashyami, for that person I am never destroyed. Tachame na pranashyati, and that person is never destroyed for me. So now, what does this mean? So here, Bhagavad, the mom here is not Atman. God himself, Bhagavan himself is saying that the one who sees everything in me, that means I am in everything and everything is in me. Bhagavan is saying that I am in everything, everything is in me. So again, What is the real nature of God? The real nature of God is Sat Chit Ananda. Because we've already established that it is only through pure being, pure awareness, and pure bliss that everything can appear in, through, and as. So the real nature of God is also established as Sat Chit Ananda. So here it's saying that our real nature is Sat Chit Ananda, God's real nature is Sat Chit. And so Bhagavan is saying, for me, this person is never destroyed. Means never apart from me. We are exactly one and the same. Like the ocean and the wave, the essence is water. Bhagavan might be the ocean. The jiva or the individual might be the wave, but the essence is water. And so Bhagavan says, this person is never away from me. I am never away from him. This person is not different from me, and I am not different from him. Meaning this person, this being, I should say, is. Because, remember, if the real nature is existence, and anything is different from that, it would be non-existence. Huh? So if my real nature is existence, and God is different from me, then God is non-existent. Which cannot be, right? And in the same way, if God's real nature is existence, and I'm different from God, then I would be non-existent. Then I wouldn't be able to speak right now, right? If my nature is consciousness and God's nature, God is different from me, then God would be an object of consciousness. So what is the opposite of consciousness? Something that's inert, something that cannot be aware by itself. But that's not the case. And if I am different from God, if God is pure awareness and I am different from God, then the opposite of awareness or consciousness is that which is not aware. But clearly, I am aware. Right? If I am different from God and God's nature is Ananda, bliss, infinite, then that would be impossible because there's only one infinity. Can't have two infinities. The same way, if my nature is infinite, God cannot be separate from me because there would be two infinities. And that's not possible. Right? There's only one infinity. There's only one unlimited being. Therefore, Bhagavan says, that jnani, the one who is realized, is actually me, right? So in verse 30, that tat word in Tat Tvam Asi is expounded, and here it removes the difference or the bheda between Ishvara and Jiva, or between God and the individual. So this difference is removed. Okay? Now, we saw verse 31. So the Mahavakya is Tat Tvam Asi. Asi now means establishing oneness. Establishing oneness how? It says here, Yo Mam Sarva Bhutas Sthitam Bhajati, the one who worships me. Yaha Mam Bhajati, the one who worships me. Who am I? Sarva Bhuta Sthitam. I am that which is in all beings. And how does this person worship me? Tat Tvam Asi, established in oneness. So here, there's a recognition of oneness. The one who is established in oneness and worships me, the one who resides in all beings, sarvatha vartamanoti, in whatever way they are, sa yogi maivarte, they remain, that person remains me alone. So this is establishing Asi, oneness, because now this person is abiding in that oneness. Right? There's no more difference between us and the world. There's no more difference between us and God. And this person is abiding in oneness. And Meaning there's also no person, though no difference between us and another person. No difference between us and another person. Now, how is that expressed? How is that expressed? So this is Tat Tvam Asi, right? Right here in the Bhagavad Gita. How do we see that in our daily life? Let us say somebody is worshipping God, established in oneness. What is that worship? And that is verse number 32. And that's where we were, right? So in 32, it removes, even to a greater degree, any difference that we would see between Jiva and Jiva, between the individual and another individual. So even that notion is already removed in the Mahavakya, but to strengthen it, again, it is shown. And what does it say here? Atmopamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yo Arjuna. Yaha, that person, O Arjuna, that person, samam pashyati, who sees oneness, samam, equality, oneness. Sarvatra means everywhere, in all beings. How? Atmopamyena, by using themselves as a measure, means by understanding or by putting themselves in the other person's place. They have this famous saying, right? Put yourself in the other person's shoes. So the one who sees oneness in all beings by putting oneself in the other person's shoes, in the other person's place, by using myself as a reference, that person, sukham va yadi va dukkham, whether in joy or sorrow, meaning that that person is thinking, what can I do to make this person happy? Or if this person is happy, how must I be to share that joy? What would it be like for me? And if this person is sad, what can I do to take away that sadness? What must that sadness feel like? What must that person be feeling? And how can I remove that sadness? It is really feeling what the other person is feeling. It's just exactly feeling that. The other person is feeling joy. What can I do to be enjoying it? Other person is feeling sorrow. What can I do to feel, to comfort? And the one who's able to do this, Sayogi Paramo Makha, this is the highest yogi, highest yogi. So what this says is, what is the fruit of the knowledge of oneness, of Advaita? The fruit is universal love. The fruit is universal love. It is seeing everybody as oneself, recognizing everyone as oneself. This is, as I mentioned before, this is seen as the golden rule in many, many different cultures, right? Or religions. Do unto others what you would have them do unto you. So in so many of our scriptures, this is spoken of. It's also there in the Bhagavad Gita. And what's very beautiful about this Atmopamyena is that anybody can practice it, right? Anybody can practice it. You don't have to be sitting in meditation. You don't have to be in a quiet place. Every single day we can practice at any time and everywhere. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna says the one who's able to practice this is the greatest yogi, because they're actually manifesting the divinity that they know. And remember, this is based on factual knowledge. We are feeling one with the other person because we know that we are one. Inherently, in essence, we are one. And that's why we treat each other as one. Because so many times people will say, be good. Well, why be good? Be kind. Why be kind, right? Be selfless. Why be selfless? Why not just do things for myself? Why should I be kind? Nobody's kind to me. Why should I be good? Everybody's just doing their own. Why? The why of all of the values. Why be peaceful? Why be mindful? The why is because we are one. That's why we are one. And the one who is rooted, to the one who is rooted in that knowledge, this is not a rule to them. This is their very nature. Their very nature is this. So now let us just look at this now from a practical standpoint. And then I will give also some examples from Shastra and some from Gurudev's life, so we can see the picture of this whole Atmopamaya, how beautiful it can be. Now, if I am living this life of seeing myself in everybody else, how would I live? How would we live? And this is what we all need to do, correct? So, first scenario is that somebody is very happy. Somebody other than us, other, I don't even other like this. Somebody other than us is very, when I say other, please understand this. Somebody other than us is happy because maybe they got a promotion. They got a promotion. They got a nice job. They got grandchildren. You know, they got to go to a place where we want to go to. Let us say they got to go to Manasarovar or to Ayodhya, wherever it is that we want to go to. They got to go there. Now, initially, we might feel jealous. You got that? You know, when they tell us, oh, I got to do this, or, you know, I got to go here, or my health is so great, I'm feeling fine, and we're here sick, stuck in bed. And when people tell us that, we're like, huh? You know, our mouth drops open. Some kind of jealousy near. Now, for the one who is practicing this, what we understand is if this person is having such a good time, if this person is going through such great joy, that is also me. That is also me. If this person is prospering, but I'm not, it's okay. That's also me. This person is able to go visit all of these places, but I'm not, that's also me. If this person is also, having such a wonderful family, that's also me. Why feel bad? That is also me. That is also my glory. So therefore, there is no like being jealous about other people or questioning why are they having all these great things in life and I'm not happy. There's no such question. It's also my glory. I'm also able to enjoy because they are enjoying. And I feel their oneness. So that is one aspect. Once somebody actually told Gurudev, Gurudev, one Swami had just given a lecture, and one person told Gurudev, he explained better than you. He actually told Gurudev this, he explained better than you. And Gurudev said, well, it is the joy of the Father that the sun rises above him. Oh, what a beautiful thing. That this is how a Mahatma responds. Huh? Imagine if we were in a place, what do you mean better than us? What did they do? This, that, so many things would come. How a Mahatma responds. It is the joy of the Father when the sun rises. Very nice, right? So be joyous in other people's joy. Now, what about if we are joyous? Let us say, because of Bhagavan's blessings, Gurudev's grace, things are going well and everything's going well, health is good, family is fine, we're actually enjoying life, we got to travel also, we got to learn all of these things. What should we do? Don't flaunt it. Don't say, oh, I went here and I did this and I earned this and everybody likes me. Don't flaunt it because it might make the other person feel small. So just keep quiet about it. Nobody has to know. Nobody is to know because we don't want anyone to feel small. We want them to be happy. We want them to be peaceful. So please be careful not to also create that jealousy, to create that difference, to create that insecurity with other people. They shouldn't feel that. So therefore, a wise person is also very careful about that. Then a wise person also does their best to just keep everything sukham, means in harmony. Now, not create any unnecessary disturbance in the world. You know, with the little things, we create so much disturbance. With the way we stamp on the floor, with the way we slam the door, with the way we look at people, with the way we charge at people. So many things we create such disturbance. So this person, this wise person, is always creating sukha, that harmony, peace. And mind you, this is not just in living beings. This is also non-living beings. This is also non-living beings because they realize that everything has a vibration. One example of a puja Gurudev. Now we come to dukkha. Okay, then I'll give example. Gurudev. Dukkha. So when a person is sad, how are we supposed to feel? Compassionate towards them. Not like, oh, I hope this doesn't happen to me, but what can I do to lighten this person's soul? Because this person is feeling heavy right now. Whether they're going through distress, they're going through a tough time, whether it's financial, health, what can I do to relieve their stress? To comfort them, to be with them. There was one incident in Gurudev's life where he went for a bhiksha. He went for a dinner to someone's home. And now this person wanted to entertain, everybody. So she had a nice ambiance and she had a cage of birds. And on the cage of birds, there was some light shining from the cage. And now it was already getting very late. It was already getting very late, and the birds were chirping. And so Gurudev said, turn off the lights for the bird. They're sleepy. Turn on the lights. And so because she kept it so that it looks nice. It looks nice when you have birds, when you have flowers, it looks nice. And so she turned off the lights, and the little chirps were coming. And he said, they are saying their last sentences. Now they're going to go to sleep. So see, now even that he felt. Even that he felt. So it doesn't have to be just a person, a being, but an animal, a tree. Even that. If you see Sri Rama's life, for Jatayu, we all know the story of Ramayana. And Jatayu was that eagle who, when Ravana had taken Sita Devi, he tried to stop Ravana. He knew he was going to lose his life, but he tried to stop Ravana. And so Ravana hurt him very badly. And so Jatayu was almost dying, but he wanted to stay alive so he could tell Sri Rama where Sita Devi went. And Sri Rama saw this condition of Jatayu, and he treated Jatayu as his father. And he performed the last rites for Jatayu. Such a very beautiful thing that he saw in Jatayu, his father. He felt his pain, he felt his sorrow, he held him, and he performed his last. He saw that. In Sri Rama's life again, when they were building the bridge and the Vanaras were carrying such heavy rocks, the squirrels felt like, oh, what do we do? And so they started rolling themselves in sand and filling the gaps of the rocks so that they too could contribute. And Sri Rama saw this, and he was overjoyed with their wanting to contribute, and he patted them nicely, right? And that's why we say the squirrels have 3 lives. So, Atmopamyena means also that when we see other people who are going through tough times, be there for them. See what we can do to lighten that load. It could be anything from somebody carrying something so heavy to somebody who's just having a bad day. Just smile. There's somebody who's, tired, angry, stressed out. Calm them down. It's okay. It's okay. Right? Now, what about when we are in sorrow? What about when we are in sorrow? What do we do? So Gurudev says, if we are sad, stay in the room and shut the door. Don't go out. Don't bring sorrow to anybody. Huh? But we can see also in the Shastra, when we are sad, be like Bhagavan Shiva. Why? Because Bhagavan Shiva, in the churning of the Milky Ocean, remember what came out first? The poison. That poison came out. And what did Bhagavan Shiva do? When he had taken the poison, he didn't spit it out. That poison, which is sorrow, which is pain, which is harmful, he didn't take it and spit it out to everybody and make everybody else sorrow and make everybody else subject to harm and pain. He didn't do that. Nor did Bhagavan Shiva swallow the poison so that it would, injure him. It would injure him. It would cause him pain. He didn't swallow it. But what he did is he took that poison and he stopped it. Actually, Parvati Mata stopped it for him right here. They kind of choked him, stopped it. He stopped it. And instead of being, poison that would damage our throat, he became Nilakant because he stopped that sorrow and he turned it into joy. He stopped that sorrow and he turned it into an ornament. And he tied the snake around. So now that poison became Bhagavan Shiva's beauty. And he's known as Nilakant, the one who has the ability to turn poison into nectar without spitting it to others and without swallowing to harm us. The same way, when we are sad, don't cause sadness to others. Turn it into an ornament. Think about it and make it an ornament of our face. So when we live this way, this is called Atmopamyena. Sarvatra Samam Pasha. We are seeing ourselves. When they are joyous, we share their joy. And when we are joyous, we don't flaunt our joy. When other people are in sorrow, we try to lighten their burden as far as possible, as much as you can. And when we are in sorrow, we don't cause sorrow to anybody else. We deal with it. There's one story of Vishwamitra. Now, Vishwamitra is a very beautiful rishi because his name is Vishwamitra. Means he is the friend of the whole world. So what happened once was he was in the forest. And it's like the forest, there are little dwellings and everything like that. It's like a little village in the forest. And there was a drought there. So all of the people in the forest who were living there, they didn't have any grains to eat, any vegetables, any fruits. There was a drought, so everything had dried up. And Vishwamitra Rishi had to eat. And he was with some brahmacharis, so he said, please bring something. Whatever you find, bring it, let's eat it. So they brought a dead body of a dog. And they said, we're so sorry, Rishi, Vishwamitraji, but this is all we can. And so now what they had to survive somehow. And there was a drought. It was completely dry. So he took that dead dog and he offered some of it to Indra Devata, like a prayer, offering to the Devatas. And he prayed before he ate, or he started to. When he was about to take his bite, Indra Devata came. Indra Devata came and said, stop. You shouldn't be eating this. Your brahmacharyan shouldn't be eating this. I will give you this nectar of immortality. You have this, you will be full. And Vishwamitra at that time was very hungry. He hadn't eaten for a long time. When Indra Devata said this, he got mad. He said, what are you talking about? You're going to give this to me? Do you know how many people here are suffering? How many people haven't eaten and you're going to give this to me? Forget about it. He said, you take your nectar, you go away or I'll curse you. And Indra Devata was so touched. And he said, you are truly a saint. And I will bless everybody. I will pour rains all over this area so that everybody can. So that is a true yogi. Even in that moment where we're so tired, we're so hungry, we've had such a long day, still Atmopam, still Atmopam, still think other person could also be tired. Other person also could have a long day. To that extent, we must feel our oneness. This kind of yogi is the most supreme yogi. Yeah? So this is the beauty of this verse. So now we have seen the whole, the gamut of the 6th chapter contained in these 4 verses. First was Tvam, then Tat Asi. Tvam means you, the real nature of you. Tat, the real nature of that. Asi, oneness. And in this verse 32, how to express this oneness. Now, Arjuna is intensely listening to Sri Krishna and feels like this is really amazing, but Sri Krishna, this is impossible. This is impossible. We were talking about the perfect state. You're talking about a yogi. I am Arjuna. This is not possible for me. I cannot see the actuality. So now Arjuna starts to question Sri Krishna. Let us see his question, verse number 33. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha.
Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha.
Samyena madhusudana.
Samyena madhusudana.
Etasyaham na pashyami.
Etasyaham na pashyami.
Chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram.
Chanchalatva sthitim sthiram.
Arjuna Uvacha. Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha. Samyena madhusudana. Etasyaham na pashyami. Chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram. So Arjuna says, O Krishna, Yaha, ayam, this, Yaha, this which this yoga, which Tvaya proktaha, which was spoken by you. Samyena, And this yoga is of what? Of the vision of oneness, of abiding in that oneness. And who are you, O Krishna? You are Madhusudana, the destroyer, Sudana of the demon Madhu. Etasyaham na pashyami. I do not see this, I do not see of this yoga. Sthitim sthira means the continuity of this state. Sthiram means the continuity, sthitim, of this state. I don't see the continuity of this state. Why? Chanchalat. Because my mind is unsteady. It is restless. So Arjuna said, this yoga of equanimity, taught by thee, O slayer of Madhu, I see not its enduring continuity because of the restlessness of the mind. So Arjuna here is having a doubt. He's saying that, O Krishna, you are Madhusudana. Sudana, destroyer, Madhu. Madhu here represents our mind. So here you are actually, Lord Krishna, you're the destroyer of our mind. So maybe you can tell us, because it sounds very wonderful. And when one sits quietly and one is able to abide in this knowledge, when one's mind is merged in the self, absorbed in the self, and the knowledge becomes so deep-rooted, then they're able to see this oneness everywhere. Meaning, amidst all the differences, they're able to see that deep oneness, the underlying oneness. They're able to see the strength and the beauty of diversity, but the foundation of unity. And that person, that being can see it because they have been so rooted in this knowledge through the practice of meditation, through the practice of absorbing the mind itself. But I just don't see this. I don't see that this can actually happen. Because if I look at my life right now, my mind is so restless. It's so chanchala. Maybe momentary I can focus, but steadily, continuously in a certain state to make it so deep, how is that possible? My mind just goes everywhere. I thought it was here, and then it went to, my children's home, and then it went to how are my children doing, and then I wonder where they are, and I wonder when they'll come see me, and I wonder if I should tell them about this Atmopamyena verse. They should hear the satsang. They should know all of this. So my mind is just running all over the place, so I cannot see what you are telling me. And Arjuna, further, he exactly says what his mind is going through. And this will come in the next verse and we'll read it. But the beauty about Arjuna as a student is he analyzes all the time his issues so well. He's able to define it so well. And that's why Bhagavan Krishna is able to answer so well. So this is also what we can learn from Arjuna. So let us see now, why is he saying that his mind is so restless? Verse number 34. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna.
Chanchalam hi manah Krishna.
Mati balavadridham.
Pramadi balavadridham.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Chanchalam hi manah Krishna. Tamati balavadridham. Tasyaham nigraham manye. Vayoriva sudushkaram. So Arjuna says, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, please see what my mind is. It's chanchala, it is restless. Restless, it's a lot of rajoguna. It cannot stay in one place. It keeps moving, keeps moving, keeps moving. And it is pramati, it is turbulent. It is balavat, strong, dridam, unyielding. Tasya, and of that mind, aham nigraham manye. I think to control it is so dushkara. It is not dushkaram, it's not difficult, it is super difficult. How? Vayoho iva, just like the wind. So Arjuna tells Sri Krishna, O Krishna, restless, turbulent, strong, unyielding is the mind. I deem it quite as difficult to control as the wind. Now, first think about the wind. How to can anybody control the wind? Right? Little bit the wind could blow, it could be a tsunami. It could blow in another manner, it could be a hurricane. It could blow houses down. It could blow trees down. It is uncontrollable. It's unpredictable. Anything can happen with the wind. Nobody is able to control it. And that's why every day the weather keeps changing and we have weather updates again and again and again and again because we cannot control it. It will keep changing. So the mind is this. Now we will see just briefly the commentary of Adi Shankaracharya to see how he describes each word. Okay, so first he says, who is Krishna? First, let us look at Krishna because Arjuna is saying, I'm having such a difficulty. I feel like it's impossible. If there's anyone who can tell me what to do, it's Krishna. And Krishna here is described as Bhakta Jana Papadi Dosha Karshana. Karshana. It comes from the Krishna. Krishna is from Karshana, Krishi, the one who is able to pull. So Bhagavan Krishna is the one who's able to pull, Karshana, all of the papadi doshas, all of the sins of bhaktas, of the devotees. That is called Krishna. That's why you call him Krishna. So if there's anyone who can do it, it's Krishna. He can pull our sins away. And Arjuna says, Na kevalam atyartham chanchalam. It is not just restless. Pramati. It is so turbulent. Turbulent meaning pramatana sheelam. Pramatnati shariram indriyani cha vikshipati paravashi karoti. It makes everything else turbulent. When my mind is restless, then it bothers my senses. Okay, I want you now to look at this direction, look at that direction. You know, you're trying to focus, but the mind is making the senses move here, move there, go here, go there. It is moving the senses. I am eating and I am full. The mind is so turbulent. The mind is saying, no, eat more. Eat also this and eat also that and eat also that and that and that. And I am walking and I know I must go home. I don't need to go shopping here and there anymore. But the mind is so turbulent. Why don't you go buy this also and buy that also and look at that and look at this? So it not only is it turbulent, it makes the senses so turbulent. So even if a part of us is trying to stay controlled, it gets us out of control. Vashikaroti, paravashikaroti, it brings you under its control. This is the mind. Huh? So it's chanchala, it's restless, pramati, it's turbulent. Balavad. Balavad means it's so strong. Nakenachit niyantum shakya means it is like this unbeatable wrestler. Imagine that you're trying to compete with somebody And you just keep losing again and again and again. It is like you're in this game or in this sport, and no matter how much we try, how much we do, again we lost, again we lost, again we lost. So it is so strong that it keeps beating us because it knows how to play the game. Kyamcha, not only this, not only is it restless, not only is it turbulent, not only is it unbeatably strong, but it is dridam, it is firm. Tantu nagavat avachedyam means it is firm, it's got you in its grasp. And the example is like an octopus or a shark that's got something in its grasp. It's like it's got you in its grasp. It's so firm. It's so firm and it's unyielding. No, I'm going to stick to what I want. This is what the mind wants. This is what it's going to stick to. It's not yielding. It's not becoming flexible, not becoming moldable. And so Arjuna says this is impossible, an impossible feat. And so now Bhagavan Krishna is going to tell Arjuna, yes, I think the mind is this way. I understand what you're saying. It might be difficult to control, but please know, Arjuna, it is not impossible. It's not impossible. There are methods to bring the mind under control. What those are, Sri Krishna will tell us next. Okay? So these are very, very beautiful, enlightening verses of Bhagavan Krishna telling Arjuna, who's Arjuna? We are Arjuna. Because we have this kind of. So what we have seen today, Tat Tvam Asi, that Mahakya, which is in Bhagavad Gita, how it expresses in our daily lives as being able to see ourselves in others, eliminating their sorrow and being with them in their joy, and also being very sensitive about sharing our joy and sorrow with others. And then we have also seen how Arjuna describes his mind. He wants to abide in this knowledge, he wants to stay rooted, but he's having trouble and he thinks that it's impossible. But it is difficult, not impossible. Difficult, not impossible. Let's start here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurudev. Hari Om.